I am Sato, the creator of Sato-style lymphatic care. Today, I want to talk about the ultimate beauty drink that you can get for free. I would like to discuss this topic. Does it really go for 0 yen? That's 0 yen. It's super expensive. It's super expensive, yet it's 0 yen. Is there? Yes, there is. There are hormones that promote youthfulness. It helps regulate the digestive system and stabilizes things that can improve sleep. If it has that effect, but it's an incredibly high antibacterial product. It kills bacteria. It's a substance called IgA, which is extremely expensive. It's also about immunoglobulin. When extracted, it becomes extremely expensive. It has become less prone to illness and is less likely to get getting sick. I really think health is the most important thing. Perhaps even the most valuable. How can you obtain that? Well, ultimately, it's about what kind of liquid it is, and it's saliva. It's saliva. Liters of saliva 1 to 1.5. This saliva contains things like immunoglobulins. It is full of substances like rejuvenating hormones. Anyway, when things flow smoothly, for example, if your eyes are dry, you'll have a lot of eye discharge, right? Similarly, if there's a lack of saliva in the mouth, what happens is that plaque, which is very sticky, increases and makes it easier for harmful bacteria to attach. Just by balancing this flora, everything changes completely. It's completely different. Anyway, the oral flora is really the most important thing. All the bacteria enter through the mouth and grow in the intestines. So the flora has a lot of harmful bacteria at the entrance. No matter how much you take care of your intestines, if the entrance is dirty and only the inside is clean, it's absolutely impossible. So, to balance the flora, it definitely starts from the oral cavity. First, to clean it, you should think about how to keep your home entrance common sense. It can be easily cleaned up. You should clean up. If you clean, it will definitely become clean. And if the entrance flows smoothly, a lot of saliva will flow away. Of course, the flora in the mouth will be balanced. There is a hormone called peridine, which was invented by a Japanese person in the mouth. This hormone is said to promote rejuvenation and enhance metabolism. It's parotid saliva, and fresh saliva has a pH that is close to that of blood. A pH of about 7.35 is roughly that of blood. The substances separated from there have a pH of over 7. It becomes weakly acidic. After some time, when it is weakly alkaline, the acidity is strong, it is more likely to lead to cavities. Once you get cavities, the body tends to increase harmful bacteria more and more. So anyway, it flows smoothly and gently. It flows gently like a small stream. Moss grows, aquatic plants grow, water birds come, and fireflies and such arrive. In contrast, it's like a filthy rat. It emits a bubbling gas. It becomes a dirty, smelly odor that attracts cockroaches and maggots, leading to the breeding of filthy rats. Anyway, I want to have my mouth clean. What happens when it gets clean and saliva starts to flow slightly alkaline? Everyone's mouth isn't moving much, so their stomachs are getting worse. Many people think that their stomach problems and digestive issues are due to their stomachs. If a lot of saliva comes out in your mouth, this is weakly alkaline, so it neutralizes stomach acid. Then there is mucin, which is a glycoprotein. Glycoproteins protect the stomach lining. It protects the gastric juice more than the gastric acid. Mucin, it's the slippery component of saliva. A lot of mucin is produced. Then, gamma globulin appears. Perotin appears. Furthermore, the mechanical cleaning improves as water flows in a rush. Anyway, I want you to produce a lot of saliva. If you want to produce a lot of saliva, the first thing you should do is drink fluids before your meal. Just that alone is to drink fluids. So, what is it that you eat that has a lot of moisture and is hard? You don't know, right? Moist and hard foods. This refers to root vegetables. Carrots are super hard, right? There are so many that they can be made into juice. When you eat bread, it gets dry and crumbly. It becomes dry and sucks up saliva, so I can't swallow it. If that happens, when you drink something like milk to wash it down, saliva will decrease. Chewing in the morning activates the autonomic nervous system, making the parasympathetic nervous system dominant, which helps produce saliva throughout the day. Morning is important, and there are many doctors who say silly things like drinking vegetable juice. In the morning, chewing vegetables produces a lot of saliva. Morning fruits are like gold. This is an Italian proverb, but in the morning, an apple or something like that. It's hard things like carrots, root vegetables, and fruits. By chewing them well, saliva is produced throughout the day. If you don't eat breakfast, you'll have less saliva throughout the day, and your parasympathetic nervous system will be at a lower level. I'm in a state of stress for a day. In a state of stress, the sympathetic nervous system is functioning properly alongside the parasympathetic. In the case of the nervous system, the balance is very well maintained. If the sympathetic nervous system gets activated first, it will be like pouring water on a hot stone. I drink water first when I have a meal. It's not good to take in fluids during a meal. If you drink fluids during your meal, it will end up being like just now when you had to wash it down with milk. Please make sure to drink plenty of fluids before your meal. If you feel like you need to drink something during your meal, please wait until your mouth is completely empty before doing so. Drink water first, and when you wake up in the morning, drink water. Brush your teeth well. Then, when you start eating, if there are soups, drinking them all first can make you produce more saliva. Miso soup with root vegetables or other vegetables can be chewed. And since they have a lot of moisture, rice is also included. It has a lot of moisture. Bread has little moisture. Eating things like rice and root vegetables makes burdock extremely hard. Things like that can be quite boiled down. We prepare it to that chewy state and make sure to take in enough moisture. And then, it's after the meal, when a lot of saliva comes out. It's very good. If the tongue is pressed against the upper palate, this is similar to how tears flow down when you blink. When the tongue is in contact with the upper palate, it creates a constant stimulation that causes saliva to flow continuously. That's why the position of the tongue is very important. Be conscious of the tongue position. Isn't it quite difficult? When you try to be aware of it, muscle stiffness occurs and the sympathetic nervous system becomes dominant. Many people get this wrong. Even if you are not conscious of it, you should keep your tongue against the roof of your mouth. In fact, when you use the Sato method for your tongue will naturally stick to the roof of your mouth. Just lifting your earlobe a little will make your tongue stick to the roof of your mouth. Understand. So if you let go, it will fall. If you attach it, that's all there is to it. Please use this for lymph care by rotating your earlobe while saying kuru 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 kuru, and then doing it again behind. The auricular branch of the vagus nerve gets stimulated, which makes it easier for saliva to flow. Do this while thinking that it makes it easier for saliva to flow. Extra fluid. Make a shoo 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 sound with your cheeks, and then rotate your earlobe again by moving your lower jaw forward, sideways, and making a big aw. A lot of saliva is produced due to the movement of the jaw area and the condition of the jaw. The salivary gland, called the parotid gland, and submandibular gland are stimulated. This leads to an increase in saliva production. So you can think about producing saliva while doing this. Do this 3 times. Earlobes, spin, spin, spin. Puff your cheeks, shoo, shoo. Earlobes, spin, spin, spin. Move your jaw sideways and say E. Then open your mouth wide and say earlobes, spin, spin, spin. Puff your cheeks, shoo, shoo. Earlobes, spin, spin, spin. Move your jaw forward, sideways, and say E. Wide and say. Then all your mouth saliva will come out back. Think about it. And it's quite mysterious how much saliva comes out. It's mysterious. Well, since it stimulates the jaw, it creates a state similar to eating. If you do this much, there's one more thing. Well, just this much will make your tongue. Well, it's actually stuck to my upper jaw, you know. To be honest, I used to always touch my lower teeth back in the day. But I'm fine with the current situation. I'm already up, but if you do, NAOB 10 times from this position, your tongue will touch the roof of your mouth. So let's give it a try. NAOB, 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 NAOB. NAOB, NAOB, NAOB. This will also produce a lot of saliva. If you do it normally, the roof of your mouth will be more engaged now. The tip of the tongue that was slightly touching the front teeth goes further back, creating a small gap between the front teeth. And since the root of the tongue lifts up significantly towards the back, doing this in the morning, do this. Makes the parasympathetic nervous system leading to increased saliva production and adequate hydration. I moved my jaw. I did lymphatic care. The salivary glands are stimulated. Parasympathetic nervous system is activated. And by moving the tongue further, the position of the tongue rises significantly, and I guess it lightly rubs against the upper palate. It will take on a stroking shape, just like water flowing smoothly over the eyelids. Saliva comes pouring out. Just by this, we produce a lot of rejuvenating hormones in a substance called immunoglobulin, which is an antibacterial agent. Furthermore, the bacteria in the mouth contain a lot of harmful bacteria that are rich in oxygen. These harmful bacteria are mostly anaerobic bacteria, bacteria that, like air, will multiply in your mouth. This balances the flora, and there is no oxygen. Anaerobic bacteria produce a foul smell. So please ensure there is plenty of oxygen. After that, if we properly clean our teeth and our mouths, saliva will flow smoothly, and our flow will move from the mouth all the way to the butt. And because this flow exists, there are no stagnations. We have all of our blood and bacteria together. There are many bacteria around here. This can also be a cause of colon cancer. It's most important that the good bacteria in this area play their role. So everyone, be sure to remember that a lot of saliva, just thinking about saliva, can make it come out. Saliva is produced. If you think about saliva coming out, your mouth will start to feel more. This will make it easier and easier for saliva to flow. When everyone keeps saying they can't produce saliva and tries hard, it actually becomes difficult to do so. When you really relax like this, saliva will naturally flow. So please relax and take care of your body. It will be incredibly good for your health and beauty. Your skin will also become beautiful. So please give it a try. So, how did you like today's video? If you thought it was good, please hit the like button. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments section. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so.